The production of this video was initiated to enable me to posit a question to the fine people of YouTube as to the goings on in their lives right now. In other words, what's up guys? 4 days ago, I asked you to give me historical 2 truths and a lie. That's 2 true historical facts and 1 incorrect one. Anyway, you left me 4 comments, so I'm going to be reading them right now. And by the way, this is the second time I've attempted to shoot this video. In the editing process, I realised the initial take sucked, but it's too late because I wanted to put the answers on screen, so I already know the answers to all of this, but I'm going to act as though I have no idea what the answers are, and so I know which ones I'm guessing wrong, but I'm still going to guess them wrong, because I'm an honest man. Number 1, there was fighting in World War II. Yes, the North African campaign, everybody's heard of the North African campaign. Or a lot of people anyway. Yes, number 1's definitely to it. Number 2, Islam spread to Indonesia by warships that travelled there, forcefully converting people or killing them. And number 3, the Arabs, key players and Soviets, proxy, actually won the war of 1973 against Isnotreal. So I actually had a discussion with this person in the comments who argued that Israel actually lost the Yom Kippur War because it caused them to give up the Sinai Peninsula. However, Israel actually won the combat and did defeat Egypt. However, it caused them to, give up the Sinai. So Israel won the war, Egypt won the peace, shall we say? So number 1 is correct, number 2 is wrong. And it's, well, a debate about whether or not 3 is wrong or correct. However, the person who posited this comment definitely argued that number 3 was correct. So I'll leave that up to you to decide. Migbro02. This one's going to be centered on Finland. Number 1, the Finns won the Winter War from their perspective. Now, this actually makes a lot of sense. I've absolutely never heard that fact before, but I'm thinking that it might be true. You see, the Soviet Union invaded Finland in 1940 with the intention of taking over the entire country in 2 weeks. The war lasted months. Their first assault was a disaster, like the Battle of the Somme. It showed just how military inept the Soviet Union was. In the end, Finland lost and gave up territory, including their second most populous city. However, given that the Soviet objective was to conquer them, it can be inferred that from the Finnish perspective, they probably did see it as a win, that they didn't even fall. So I'm going to guess that the first one is correct. Number 2, Finland was meant to become a kingdom after the Civil War, and the crown exists. Now that's the thing, the crown exists is, I don't know if you maybe English just isn't your first language or something, but the crown exists is not a grammatically correct thing. You have to say the crown existed, or the crown exists. Or maybe he just got the T and the S the wrong way around. Finland was supposed to become a kingdom after the Civil War, but I'm not sure if it ended up becoming a kingdom. I guess we'll find out. Number 3, the jägers were German soldiers. Now, I assumed he was tricking me on this one. See, the Jäger is such a German name that I assumed, oh, jägers must be Finnish soldiers, but he's tricking me into thinking they're German soldiers by using a German name. Nope, turns out they are just German soldiers. So I guessed that 1 and 2 were correct, turns out 1 and 3 were correct. Now, number 3, this guy actually told me which one was a lie in the community post. Now he's changed it, as you can see, because somebody told him to in the comments, no reply to that post. However, it's okay because I would have already guessed it. 1 and 3 were correct, okay? His first one was the last feudal place ended in 2008. Okay, I'm skeptical of that fact, but I've heard it before, so I'm going to assume that he thinks that one's correct at least. Number 3, fascism ended in 1975. Well, that's quite a hard question to answer, because you have to actually define fascism, okay? Mussolini defined fascism as just when the government owns everything. But see, most people, of course, call that communism. Under that definition, you could argue that North Korea is fascist. I mean, there's obviously no country that calls itself fascist today, because fascism is such a hated term, nobody can really use that word and get people to take them seriously. However, Francoist Spain, the last country that claimed to be fascist, did indeed end in 1975. So, under that definition, you could argue that fascism ended in 1975. Therefore, I know for a fact that 1 and 3 are correct, and I have no idea what number 2 is. I don't know who Steiner is, I don't know whether or not he attacked on Berlin. Either way, 1 and 3 are correct. So far, I've gotten the first 2 wrong, and the third one correct. So, let's see if I can even the score and get the last one correct. Alright. This person's left the same comment twice. Now, number 1, the Dutch ate their Prime Minister. Yes. It's actually quite a famous thing. Number 3, Queen Elizabeth II was never supposed to become Queen. I've never heard that fact before, but I presume it's true. Number 3, Captain Cook discovered Australia. No! Captain Cook actually first charted and claimed Australia in the 1770s. The Dutch discovered it in 1710s. Alright? But I swear I didn't look that up. The Dutch did discover Australia. So 1 and 3 are correct. Number 2 must therefore by default be wrong, okay? So I got 2 correct and 2 wrong. So I'm going to make a video like this, but instead of asking for 2 truths and a lie, I'm instead going to ask for quiz questions. So I'm going to make a community post. Can you please give me some quiz questions so I can guess them? I promise you I'll get it on the first take this time. I'll get the next one on the first take. Alright. Oh, and last but not least, comment how many you got correct.